Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting you ready for the digital world. Think of it like your digital superhero cape,
Right.
because we're diving deep into cybersecurity awareness. And just think about it. Everything's online now, isn't it? Ordering food, banking.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that huge reliance on digital systems, it means cyber threats. Well, they're not just movie plots anymore.
No, they're very real. And they seem to be growing like incredibly fast. It affects pretty much anyone with a phone or computer, right?
Absolutely everyone. So this deep dive, we've designed it to be a kind of shortcut for you, a fast track to really getting the essentials of cybersecurity awareness.
Okay.
Our goal here is to pull out the most important bits, those key nuggets of knowledge from what we've researched, and give you actual concrete steps you can take.
To protect yourself and maybe your workplace too.
Exactly, both personal and organizational security.
So when we talk about cybersecurity awareness, lots of people might just think, oh, antivirus software. But what's the real heart of it? Is it more than just the tech?
That's a really good question. Because fundamentally, yeah, it's about understanding the threats, the potential dangers out there, and then knowing the practical things you can actually do to protect yourself. But, and this is the key part, it's not static. It's constantly changing.
How so?
Well, the cyber criminals, they're smart, they're adaptable, they're always, tweaking their tactics, finding new ways in.
So our defense has to keep evolving too.
Precisely. It means we all need to stay vigilant, continuously. It's not just a job for the IT folks anymore.
Right. I hear people say things like, oh, why should I worry? I'm not important enough to be a target. But that's not really true, is it?
Not everyone's a potential target. So the so what question is crucial. Why does this really matter to you, the listener?
Okay, yeah. What's the direct impact?
Well, the most immediate one for an individual. Preventing identity theft. That's huge.
Right.
We're talking about hackers trying to get their hands on your social security number, your bank details, passwords, all that stuff.
Which leads straight to financial trouble, I imagine.
Directly to financial loss. And it's not rare, Identity theft affects millions of people every single year. It's a common problem.
And that scales up, doesn't it? If you look at businesses, an attack there seems like it could be devastating.
Oh, absolutely catastrophic.
Yeah.
For organizations, a data breach, the consequences ripple outwards. You've got the loss of sensitive data, sure.
But it's more than that.
Much more. You're looking at potentially massive legal penalties, huge fines from regulators, and really significant damage to their reputation.
Yeah, trust is hard to rebuild.
Exactly. It can take years, maybe even decades, for a company to fully recover from that kind of hit.
Wow. Okay, what else? What other big reasons make this so critical?
Another really nasty threat we've seen just explode recently is ransomware.
Ah, I've heard of that. That's where they lock your files, right?
That's the one. They basically lock you out of your own computer or your whole system, encrypt everything, and demand money, a ransom, to get it back.
And if you pay...
Well, that's the really unsettling part. Even if you do pay up, there is absolutely no guarantee you'll get your files back. None.
So you could be out the money and your data.
Precisely. You're basically gambling on the goodwill of a criminal. Not a good bet.
That's a tough spot. And what about just privacy in general?
That's the other big piece, especially now, with social media, smart speakers, connected everything. Keeping anything private feels like a real challenge.
It does, like everything's being tracked or shared.
Right. So understanding cybersecurity awareness helps you protect your personal information from being scooped up and exploited. It gives you back a bit of control over your digital life.
Okay, so we know why it's important. Let's talk about the actual threats. Who are these enemies we need to watch out for?
Good question. Let's break down the common adversaries.
Phishing seems like the big one everyone talks about. Those fake emails.
It's definitely one of the most common, yeah. Phishing involves fraudulent emails or sometimes messages, texts, that look like they're from a legitimate source. Your bank, maybe, or a service you use.
And they're trying to trick you.
Exactly. Trick you into sharing sensitive info. Things like passwords, credit card numbers, personal details.
And they're getting pretty convincing, aren't they?
Very. It's not always easy to spot. They can look almost identical to the real thing. And remember, it's not just email.
But yeah, you mentioned texts and calls.
Yeah, voice phishing over the phone and phishing via SMS text messages. They're using all channels.
Okay, so phishing is number one. What else?
Then there's malware, which isn't just one thing. It's more of an umbrella term.
For bad software.
Basically, yeah. Software specifically designed to mess things up, disrupt systems, damage data, or, importantly, gain unauthorized access.
Like viruses.
Viruses are one type, yes. They attach themselves to legitimate files or programs. Then you have worms, which can replicate themselves and spread across networks. And Trojans, named after the Trojan horse, right? They trick you into installing them because they look like something harmless or useful.
Sneaky. And how does this stuff spread?
All sorts of ways. Infected email attachments are classic. Malicious downloads, clicking dodgy links, even just visiting a compromised website sometimes is enough.
And that ransomware we talked about, that's a type of malware, too.
It is a particularly nasty type that, as we said, encrypts your files and holds them hostage, demanding that ransom payment.
With no guarantee of getting them back.
No guarantee at all. It's a really brutal form of digital extortion.
What about attacks that target people more directly, not just software?
You're thinking of social engineering. That's a huge one.
What exactly is that?
It's basically manipulation, playing on human psychology, trust, helpfulness, authority, even fear to trick people into giving up confidential information or access.
So like pretending to be someone else.
Exactly. A classic example is someone calling, maybe claiming to be from IT support, saying there's an urgent problem with your account and they need your password right now to fix it.
And people fall for that.
They do, because it plays on urgency and authority. They're not hacking the computer, they're hacking the person.
Okay, that's clever in a scary way. What else is out there?
We should also cover denial of service attacks, DOS attacks.
What do those do?
Think of it like creating a massive traffic jam on the internet aimed at one specific target, like a website or a server.
So real users can't get through.
Exactly. They flood the system or network with so much traffic, so many requests, that it just gets overwhelmed and becomes unavailable for legitimate users.
And there's a distributed version too, DDoS.
Right. Distributed denial of service. That's even more disruptive because the attack traffic comes from many, many different sources, often compromised computers all over the world, all hitting the target at once.
Like a huge coordinated swarm.
Precisely. Much harder to block.
Okay, one more.
Yeah.
Any other major categories?
One more key one is the man-in-the-middle attack, or MIT-M.
Man in the middle. Sounds like eavesdropping.
That's a good way to think about it. The attacker secretly positions themselves between two communicating parties, say between you and your online bank.
And they can intercept the communication.
Yes, they can intercept it, read it, potentially even alter it, and then pass it along, all without either party realizing they're there. They can steal login details, financial info.
While you think you have a secure connection.
Exactly. Especially risky on, say, unsecured public Wi-Fi networks.
Wow. Okay, that does sound like a digital minefield. But the good news is we're not helpless, right? There are things you can actually do.
Absolutely. This is the empowering part. You have tools, you have strategies. Let's talk about building your personal cybersecurity toolkit.
Where do we start? What's step one?
Passwords. Strong, unique passwords. This is absolutely foundational.
And strong means not just password 123.
Definitely not. Think longer, at least 12 characters, ideally more. Use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special symbols like exclamation points or question marks.
Okay. And avoid the obvious stuff.
Absolutely. No common words or phrases, no names, birthdays, pet names, anything easily guessable about you.
And unique means a different one for every single site.
Yes, this is critical. Because if one site gets breached and your password is stolen, criminals won't be able to use that same password to get into all your other accounts.
But how on earth do you remember dozens of complex, unique passwords?
That's where the magic happens. Use a password manager.
Those apps that store your passwords.
Exactly. They generate incredibly strong, unique passwords for every account, store them securely encrypted, and often autofill them for you.
So you only need to remember one main password. The one for the manager.
Precisely. It's a massive security upgrade and a huge convenience. Honestly, it's a game changer for most people. Highly recommend it.
Okay, password manager, got it. What's next?
Next layer, two-factor authentication, 2FA, or sometimes multi-factor authentication, MFA.
That's where you need more than just the password, right? Like a code sent to your phone.
Exactly. It's an extra layer of security. Even if someone somehow steals your password, they still need that second factor, the code from your phone app, a text message, maybe a fingerprint to actually log in.
So it stops them even if they have the password.
It drastically reduces the risk.
Yeah.
Enable it everywhere you possibly can. Email, banking, social media, everywhere that offers it.
Makes sense. What about spotting those phishing attempts we talked about?
Right. Staying vigilant about phishing is crucial. Train yourself to look for the telltale signs.
Like what? Bad grammar.
That's still a common one, yes. Spelling mistakes, awkward phrasing. Also, carefully check the sender's email address. Does it look exactly right or is something slightly off? A misspelling, a weird domain.
Okay, check the sender. What else?
Be wary of urgent language or threats. Your account will be closed unless. And never just click links in suspicious emails or messages.
What should you do instead?
Hover your mouse cursor over the link without clicking. Your browser or email client should show you the actual web address it leads to. If that address looks suspicious or doesn't match where the link claims to go, don't click it.
Good tip. Hover before you click.
Always.
What about software updates? Those notifications can be annoying.
They can be, but they are incredibly important. Keep your software and systems updated. That means your operating system, Windows, Mac OS, your web browser, your apps, and definitely your antivirus software.
Why are updates so vital?
Because software companies constantly find security holes, vulnerabilities that cybercriminals can exploit. Updates often contain patches that fix these holes.
So ignoring updates leaves you vulnerable.
It's like leaving your digital doors and windows unlocked. It's one of the easiest ways for attackers to get in. Just do the updates promptly.
Okay, point taken. What about my home Wi-Fi? Is that something to worry about?
Definitely. Securing your home Wi-Fi network is essential. Start with a strong, unique password for the network itself, not the default one. And use strong encryption. WPA3 is the latest and best if your router supports it. Otherwise, WPA2 is still decent. Avoid older, weaker types like WEP.
Anything else for Wi-Fi?
Yeah, maybe disable features you don't use, like remote administration if you never manage your router from outside your home. Consider setting up a separate guest network if friends visit, so they're not on your main network with your devices. And maybe occasionally check what devices are connected.
Good ideas. What about backups? You mentioned ransomware.
Backups are your safety net. Regularly back up your important data, photos, documents, everything you can't afford to lose.
Where should you back it up?
Ideally, follow the 3-2-1 rule. At least 3 copies of your data on 2 different types of media with 1 copy stored off-site.
Off-site meaning?
Meaning physically separate from your computer. It could be an external hard drive you store somewhere else, or increasingly common using a secure cloud backup service. Make sure the cloud service uses encryption.
So if ransomware hits or your hard drive dies?
You can restore your files from the backup without paying a ransom or losing everything. It's absolutely crucial.
Okay. Now, what about when we're not at home? Public Wi-Fi, coffee shops, airports.
Be very wary of public Wi-Fi. It's convenient, sure, but those networks are often unsecured.
Meaning anyone can potentially see what you're doing.
Potentially, yes. They're prime hunting grounds for cyber criminals looking to snoop on traffic or set up man-in-the-middle hacks.
The rule number 1.
Avoid doing anything sensitive on public Wi-Fi. Don't log into your bank. Don't make purchases. Avoid accessing confidential work stuff.
What if you absolutely have to use it?
Then use a virtual private network, a VPN.
How does that help?
A VPN creates an encrypted tunnel for your internet traffic, even over an unsecured network. It makes it much harder for anyone on that public Wi-Fi to intercept or see your data. It adds a significant layer of security.
Okay, VPN for public Wi-Fi. Got it. This is a lot to take in.
It is. But the final piece, maybe the most important, is continuous learning. Educate yourself.
Keep up with the threats.
Exactly. Stay informed about the latest scams and security advice. There are lots of good resources online. Some organizations offer training, too.
And maybe share what you learn.
Definitely. Talk to your friends, your family. Make them aware, too. Cybersecurity is really a team sport. The more people know, the safer everyone is.
That's a great point. It shifts the responsibility a bit. Okay, so that covers personal protection. What about businesses? How can organizations build a strong security culture?
Yeah, shifting to the organizational level, it's about creating that culture of awareness. It starts with training.
Regular training for employees.
Yes, and it has to be ongoing, not just a one-time thing during onboarding. Regular updates on the latest threats, phishing, social engineering tactics, and how to recognize them. Make it relevant to their roles.
Makes sense. Policies too, I assume.
Absolutely. You need clear, well-documented security policies, guidelines on password creation and management, acceptable use of company computers and networks, how to handle sensitive data, and, critically, a clear process for reporting anything suspicious immediately.
And these policies need to be kept current.
They do. Reviewed and updated regularly to reflect new threats and technologies. And employees need to actually know what they are.
What about controlling who can access what?
That's crucial. Implement strong access controls based on the principle of least privilege.
Least privilege, meaning
Meaning employees should only have access to the specific systems, data, and resources they absolutely need to do their jobs. Nothing more.
why is that so important?
It minimizes the potential damage if an account is compromised or if there's an insider threat. If someone only has access to what they need, they can't accidentally or intentionally access or damage things they shouldn't.
Okay. What else should businesses be doing? Monitoring.
Yes, proactive monitoring and auditing. Use tools to monitor network traffic and system activity for unusual patterns or potential intrusions. Log events.
And audits.
Conduct regular security audits, both internal and maybe external, to actively look for vulnerabilities in systems, policies, and procedures before attackers find them.
Like a regular health checkup for security.
Exactly. And finally, and this is vital, have an incident response plan.
A plan for what to do if something does go wrong.
Precisely. If a breach happens, you don't want to be figuring out what to do in the middle of the crisis. You need a clear, practiced plan.
What should it cover?
Who does what, how to contain the breach, how to eradicate the threat, how to recover systems, who communicates with stakeholders, legal requirements, all of it. Everyone needs to know their role. Time is critical during an incident.
Right. A quick response can limit the damage significantly.
Immensely.
Okay, so wrapping this all up then, it feels like the core message is, well, it's on all of us, isn't it?
It really is. Cybersecurity awareness, it's a shared responsibility. Whether you're protecting your own personal photos and emails or you're part of an organization protecting sensitive data, it involves everyone.
So staying informed, staying vigilant, taking these proactive steps we talked about.
Right.
That's the key.
That is absolutely the key to staying safer online in today's world. You can't be complacent.
Okay, so maybe a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Yeah, just consider this. How quickly could a single compromised password, maybe one you reused, or one accidental click on a bad link, how quickly could that unravel your digital security? And then think about the ripple effect. What would the personal impact be? Or the professional impact if it happened at work? What dominoes would fall?
That's definitely something to think about. Food for thought.
It really brings home why this awareness matters so much.